Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Einstein, a research director at Counterpoint Research, and I'm here with my colleague.
Gareth Owen?
And we are talking to you live from the Mobile Broadband Forum 2024 in Istanbul. This is one of the larger vendor shows in the world talking about, the telecom industry and what's going on, some of the latest trends, innovations, case studies. And so it's really exciting to be here. There's been a lot of really interesting content. It's a 2-day event, and we're just coming to the conclusion. So, Gareth, what were some of the more interesting things that you saw at the show this year?
I think there were a lot of stuff on-device AI actually this time compared to the HAS 24 in April in China. On the infrastructure side, I was quite impressed at the rate that the 5.5G advanced deployments are happening. You
Mm.
know, a lot of companies or operators in mostly in China and in the Middle East deploying these networks using 3-component carrier aggregation to get 5 gigabits per second, one or two using millimeter wave band to get 10 gigabits per second.
Mm.
So that's pretty impressive. Still no news on the services, no commercial services yet. So that's something that will come no doubt in the next few months. So that was one thing. And obviously on the infrastructure side, we got the usual upgrades in massive MIMO, more performance, a lower power consumption, smaller boxes. One thing that particularly I was impressed with was a remote telephony or broadband solution called the Rural Cow, just
Rural
well
cow.
COW. It's
Okay.
the actual. So this is basically a device which, compared to its predecessor, what they've done is they've integrated the radio and the baseband and the backhaul into one unit,
Right.
and then they've reduced the number of solar arrays from 6 to 2. So quite a compact unit. And they say they can generate an ROI on that in less than 3 years.
Huh.
So it's quite a neat solution, I think.
Interesting. So I think from my end, yeah, there was a lot of news about 5G advanced and the metrics, the KPIs getting better, as you said.
Yeah.
From my side, I thought what was very interesting to me from a telco services or strategy perspective was that there was just so much talk about Gen AI. And that wasn't really a surprise.
Yeah.
But what really impressed me was some of the telcos were kind of giving us a preview of what they're going to do with on-device LLMs and things like that. So there was one telco that basically showed kind of a virtual a personal assistant that could do some very cool things. So for example, if you're busy, like, we're filming right now, we're busy.
Yeah.
If we get a phone call, the on-device AI will answer and it will, basically find out what the call is. And maybe the call was just a telemarketer, maybe it's your boss with an emergency.
Yeah.
That's something
Seems
that,
pretty neat. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's something that I would pay for.
Yeah.
And and then, even if we think about it for other applications, like my parents are now in their 80s and they get scam phone calls often. And they have a service that will, scan and could give you an audio transcription, all generated. And my parents wouldn't even, have to do anything
Yeah.
because they struggle with smartphones and smart devices. So I think what was very exciting for me is because I think another thing that we've been hearing for years is that telecom revenues are flat at best.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if we could finally start to see not only that AI works, but can make money,
Yeah. So the
that's what gets me
elusive
excited.
Apple uplift. That's what we're all waiting to see, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
So, that was just some quick thoughts from the Counterpoint research team at MBBF 2024. Thank you very much for watching.